what LeBron has told us for a while now is that he really looks at the season in two buckets. There's an 82-game marathon, and there's the 28-game sprint at the end of the season. And if you think about like a marathoner shoes and a runner or a sprinter shoes, they're drastically different. So how can we kind of bring that notion to his line is kind of the key. And so when he started thinking about, or started talking about transformed, our design team, our marketing team, our development team, we all kind of got together with some of the new product solutions we had, the performance solutions we had, and this notion of transformed, and how can we take LeBron somewhere special with that. So what we did was kind of look other places for other instances of things that transform. And what we really wanted to do was kind of have this transformation take place in front of everybody's eyes, not kind of like different shoes offered, that kind of look like each other, that kind of thing. We wanted the shoe to literally morph from where it was at the beginning of the season to the end. That was kind of the original inspiration. So, like I said, there's a lot of other products that kind of do this, but there's also this notion of the lion. And LeBron is obviously associated with the lion. He's the beast, the king of the jungle, something that's been an important part of his storytelling for a while through Nike. And we started looking at a lion and its prey, how it feeds, right? And thinking about how LeBron goes through a season, and really kind of honed in on this notion of stalk, attack, kill, right? And these kind of three different phases, and how a lion, he's stalking on the edge of the savannah, kind of just looking out for something to eat. He spots his prey, jets after it, and then sinks his claws in, right? It's like three different distinct moments in that chase, very similar to the chase for a championship in our heads, crazy kind of design hits. Then there's also this notion of transformation going on in things like automobiles. And you look here at a series of Lamborghini Gallardos, and this notion of ignite, attack, and finish kind of coming into play with these vehicles. You can see, imagine the start of the season. This is the first model they roll out, fully equipped. You got the leather, nice paint, dope stereo, probably some heavier rims, a little bit more chrome and flash on there. But the car still performs, it's still fast as hell, right? But then you get here to this attack phase. The car, looks pretty different. You get a new paint scheme, drop the top, kind of have a different profile, a few more horsepower, some different rims. Kind of becomes a different expression, but the performance is still there. You don't lose sight of that. That's kind of the underbelly of what kind of drives what you're doing. Then you get to this SV over here in the corner, or on the end of the screen there, and that joker it's no compromises. Carbon fiber. You take the carpet out, you take the stereo out. It ain't about riding around with your buddies. It's about, beating the guy off the line, basically. So that's a pretty cool notion. To us, we relate sports cars to shoes all the time, and that started really clicking in our heads when we look at that transformation and talk about the transformation that LeBron goes through when he's going through a season. This is from the mind of LeBron, and if you think about it, LeBron started a new team. He moved, completely out of the place that he grew up in. He's been his entire life. Moved to Miami, new team, new coach, new place to live, new place to hang out. So that's a whole new situation. And anybody coming into to their team at the start of the season, you come in, you're excited. It's been a long summer, right? You got your new gear, maybe a new car you picked up in the off season. You got a new girl or whatever it is. We wanted him to come in like fully equipped, basically, and that's kind of the notion of the V1. It's about support. It's about the airbag under the foot. We started with that 360-degree airbag because LeBron loved it. It really performs for him. And how do we build up from that and provide him with everything that he needs to protect himself over the course of that long season? So that's 41 games, right? We divided up the 82-game season into two buckets. 41 games, 41 games. That first 41, you're starting the season, you're kind of getting to know your teammates, all that kind of stuff is happening. You're getting to know your plays, you're maybe a little bit out of shape, you got to get your wind up. So that first bucket of the season is really spent kind of developing those things. Then you get to the middle of the season, the second 41 games, and it really becomes about the playoff push. You're positioning so that at the end of the season, you're where you want to be so you can get that good season play. So we've seen that all happen here with the Heat just recently as they shored that up. Still 41 games, which is a long time, so you've already gone through 41 games. You got All-Star coming up, you got Christmas Day. It's like, how do you provide energy during those doldrums of the season? It's cold, these guys are flying to, places like Milwaukee, Chicago, Detroit, freezing cold, lots of snow, and sometimes they get bored, or, you get complacent, and what we wanted to do was provide LeBron with that extra added advantage. If we could, that, he slips on a shoe that's maybe a little lighter, maybe a little more breathable, kind of a different experience underfoot. That puts a little more pep in the step for those last 41 games of the season. Then obviously the sprint is on. We're at the cusp of it right now. 28 games. It's kind of like that sprint shoe when you think about it. It's all out, nothing that you don't need. It's not really about luxury at that point. It's really about pinnacle performance and only putting on the shoe what you need and bringing it in at the lightest weight that you possibly can.